Hey, this is Steven from RC Engineering, and this is my first in real life video of my RC Engineering channel. And this is of me flying a little toy plane that I buy that I convert to fly in a field. And I'll be going over a video on this toy and how to do the mod in a later video extensively, so be looking out for that in the future. So this is just kind of an update video and kind of what I'm working on, so you could kind of see what's going to happen later on in the RC Engineering channel and what's coming up. So currently I'm working on actually my editor. I have an editor and an artist. My editor is new, so I'm giving him some time to work on my first video, which is a montage of the Flight Fest West 2017 put on by a company or a group, I guess you could call it, called Flight Test. Really big fan. They're into building scratch build planes out of foam and also a Dollar Tree foam board or waterproof foam board. Anyways, so that is another video coming up here. Flight Fest West 2017 montage that is coming up here pretty soon. Then I'm going to talk about some other sort of captured video. I'll call them in real life footage. So footage of stuff that I'm doing rather than voiceover, kind of like you're hearing now, or screen capture, which is mainly my rule of thumb series. And we'll go over that at the end. So we got a few different things. We have obviously some reviews of planes, boats, and cars, some builds, and also some conversions or modifications similar to the one that you're seeing flying around right now. So right now for planes, I'm working on glider conversions. I bought what's called an AR6400, which is a brick. I call it 3-in-1 brick. It has a servo, ESC, and a receiver, a DSM-2 receiver. So I'm trying to figure out a scratch build. Then I can put that on, and then we'll do a video of that. And it's probably going to be on this Chuck glider, a high-tech RC Chuck glider. Convert it into RC control. Then also from Flight Test, I was a volunteer at Flight Fest 2017 West. So all the volunteers at Flight Fest 27 West got 2 free kits, 2 free foam board kits. So you could also Google these. One that I got is the Flight Test P51 Mini Mustang, or the Mini. It's basically, they don't call it P51, they call it Flight Test Mini Mustang, because it's not really perfectly scaled to a P51, so it's kind of their own design. It's pretty close, though. Flight Test Mini Mustang, go ahead and Google that, and a Flight Test Mini Arrow. And I already have, the Mini Arrow is a flying wing, and the Mini Mustang, obviously, is a P51 Mustang Warbird. I believe they're all around 25 inches or so wingspan, so 700 millimeters or whatever that is. The Mini Mustang, I have some very high-speed electronics for that, so that guy's going to be going like 80 or something like that, 'cause it's really lightweight. And then the Arrow, I'm going to try to build like an FPV race, FPV wing racing or FPV pylon racing wing on that one. That one I got some pretty powerful electronics off of an old wing that I threw away, my first wing that didn't quite work out. So that guy will be going, 60 miles an hour, so it's probably not going to be that fast. So those are a few things that are coming up. Also, like I said, a lot of reviews of planes and other stuff. This main video is mostly what's going to be happening with planes. I'll have different videos later on what's going to be happening with boats. So the big projects that I'm working on right now that are actually physical projects are going to be hosted mainly on another channel, another one of my channels where I do technology tutorials. It's called Legit Tech Tutorials. And I'll have to link that in the description. But I'm building a few quote-unquote products or projects, I guess you could say. One is a smart charger. So it's a smart LiPo, lithium-ion, Li-Fi, whatever, mixed chemistry charger. And basically it's run off of an Arduino, which is a microcontroller. And what it is basically one of the smarter chargers that I've ever seen as far as the functionality. You'll have a little NFC card and you check in and check out your batteries, and it will track the lifetime of your batteries. So when the time comes that you have to pick up new batteries, buy new batteries, you can compare all the batteries that you've ever logged against each other, and the charger will take readings saying like, hey, the internal resistance is going up this much. Hey, your capacitance is dropping. Your capacitance is decaying this much. And also, the charger will benchmark your batteries to tell you if the C rating is an actual C rating, and also how much heat and inefficiency you have in the pack, which is basically having to do with the internal resistance. And also, if it gets too hot, then it's going to cause problems with the pack, etc., etc. So, it's basically a logger as well as something that takes benchmarks on your batteries and keeps all your batteries safe and stuff like that. So a lot of extremely smart charger, and more on that to come. I'm actually started that video series. I'm coming up to the point where I have to start soldering some parts together, as I've already ordered some parts. So I will have that also linked in the description for that video series on Legit Tech Tutorials. And then I'll do videos of that after it's finished on here, of me using it, benchmarking different batteries. More on that coming soon. Another one, which I'm also very excited about, is a small plane Wi-Fi receiver. So we could run small planes, similar to the one you're seeing flying around right now, which is about, I think it's like 14 inches in wingspan. So planes like that up to maybe 16, 17-inch wingspan, to be able to fly a small plane with your phone, or your phone and a Bluetooth controller. So to be able to fly your plane with a controller. And the reason with that is, so somebody that's starting out that just wants to, do scratch building and wants to spend more money on the planes than they do on equipment, then you could skip out buying a very expensive transmitter like mine, which is a DX7, which is really expensive. So you could just have your phone and fly it with your phone, then buy a cheap Bluetooth controller, and then connect to it via Wi-Fi and fly around a small plane, similar to the one that you're seeing on the screen, without any need to buy a controller. And then so you can spend all your money that you want on hardware instead of the controller, and control it from your phone, which pretty much everybody in a non-third world country has a phone for the most part, or smartphone that could connect to Wi-Fi. So that's another project. And then the last one is a Wi-Fi FPV low latency setup. So I've been messing around with building a Wi-Fi FPV racing setup for a small, basically a tiny whoop, so that you could use your phone in some VR glasses and fly around your tiny whoop with them, instead of buying very expensive VRX, video receiver, and also a screen inside of your goggles, as well as the goggles themselves. So I'm working on that. I built a prototype off of one of those cheap quad video transmitter combo off of a Sima quad, and that didn't quite work out that well because of the latency starting out at 230 milliseconds. So I'm going to be working down from there. That one also will be up on Legit Tech Tutorials. I haven't really started that one yet. I've done the test, and you'll actually see a video of that test of my small little Fury Bee F-36 with that Sima quadcopter camera on board, a 0.3 megapixel camera, and I'll show you guys the latency and how difficult it is to fly. But it's a good benchmark to start from. Then I'm gonna, as you guys know from the beginning video of this channel, if you haven't seen that, please check that out. But I am a mechanical engineer student, so a lot of this will also be testing of different things. So for planes and other things, mostly planes, a lot of foam testing. Also, I'm a member of a local community workshop called Tech Shop, which they give you multiple different tools that you have access to. If you basically rent tools at this shop so that you go to the shop and build stuff with it. They have CNC mills, CNC laser cutters, injection molders, metal mills, storage, everything. They have a whole bunch of different stuff. So we'll be messing around with doing our own scratch builds with lasers, just like Flight Test does it and whatnot, testing out foams and doing custom builds. Also, of course, what you're going to see a lot more of is my rule of thumb series that is going to start to become pretty prevalent in this channel. So what I'm going to try to do with that is do, for scheduling, I'm going to try to do one rule of thumb video and then one in real life captured footage video. Sort of like pretty much this one. This one would be the in real life capture footage video. So something like this. But other ones would just be where I don't have any voiceover. It's just whatever I captured at the time. This one I just wanted to have, but it'll always have footage like this, where it's, you know, me doing a flying or something, if I'm going to have voiceover. Then the other video will be the rule of thumb series video. The rule of thumb series videos are going to start to get more and more complicating as time goes past, and they'll also start to branch out into the individual models of planes, cars, and boats. So right now we start off with electricity. Then the next one I think is going to be mechanical work, and then we'll have something like batteries, you know, motors, etc. So what we're starting off with is general. So the general for the models for different engineering principles. So something that a topic that applies to planes, cars, and boats all together. And then we're going to start to branch out into each individual models, like props, impellers, drag, friction for cars, torque for cars, etc. So all those different types of things. So that is basically it. So be on the lookout for the Flight Fest West 2017 footage coming up. And then I have a whole bunch of other different things, like I said, on there. And also I have other videos of some planes that I own that I would like to review, that I fly quite a bit. So they'll all come into, like, the more interesting videos will be first, I'll put in first. And then if I need, like, an extra week, because each of my videos will be weekly on Mondays, I will put in a video of just me flying and then maybe some voiceover and an update like this of what I'm working on and why I need that extra week, etc. So, other than that, that is pretty much it for this video. Those are some of the projects that I'm going to be working on. Go ahead and check in the description for the Smart Charger project, the Small Plane Wi-Fi Receiver project, and also be on the lookout for the my Freebie F-36, the Wi-Fi FPV low latency build. Of course, with the Freebie, it's going to be high latency, but I'll show that video. That might be next week's in real life footage. And also some different things as I start to do scratch builds. As of now, I have a lot of footage already filmed for planes. I have maybe 10 in real life footage videos, enough videos for those. And also some videos that I will also be shooting for your guys' enjoyment, or other fail videos, you know, fail montages where, you know, stuff didn't quite work right with scratch builds, which have already happened multiple times. But other than that, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe for all this upcoming content at the RC Engineering channel. And this has been Steven from RC Engineering. I will see you guys in the next video, and subscribe if you can. Catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.